Welcome back to Melanin Mysteries, the podcast where we uncover true crime with a little wit, a lot of curiosity, and just the right dash of drama. Now, imagine this. You're just trying to get your favorite channels fixed. HBO, maybe a little Lifetime, and the cable lady shows up ready to save the day. But instead of untangling wires, she stumbles upon something that unravels a story no one saw coming. So today we're diving into the strange and unexpected twist of Geraline and Leroy Lincoln Sr. Buckle up, it's about to get interesting. So let's dive in. I'm your host, Tiffany.
And I'm your co-host, Willie. All right, February 27th, 1995, a woman is on her way to work in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm sure she grabbed some coffee on her way in because it was probably freezing cold. She installs cable, and she is on her way to the East Northern Parkway. Without saying where I work at, I feel the struggle. I just want to throw that out there. She grabs her tools and heads up to the customer apartment. When she gets to the door, she goes to knock, but notices that the door is open, so she walks right in. And what she saw was enough to freak out even the most sane person. She sees the body of a man covered in blood, brain matter seeping out, and he's lying on the couch. Now, blood is everywhere. So, of course, she immediately calls 911 on the phone. Police arrive at the scene, and like we said, there's just blood everywhere, right? It's just like, you ever seen that movie, Carrie? Is that what it's called? Carrie? You ever seen that?
Is it scary?
Yeah, you
It
ain't
sounds like
seen
a
Carrie
scary.
before?
I
You ain't
don't
never
do
seen that?
scary movies. I
And they
don't do
poured the
scary.
pea of blood on her, and she was bleed. You know, yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
I
obviously you
don't do
didn't.
scary
Don't you hate when
movies.
people do that? They like force you. Like, nigga, I ain't seen it, but they keep telling you parts of the movie. You're like, nigga, I ain't seen it. Sorry
Ain't
about that.
seen it.
Ain't. So there is so much blood that the detectives can't even determine if the man was shot, beaten, or what the hell happened to him because there was so much damage to his skull. They take a look around the apartment, and on the table they notice a partially smoked blunt, the man's wallet, some crack, and a crack pipe. Let me tell you, man, this how you start off a goddamn episode. Crack and a crack pipe. You know what I'm saying? Now you know it's gonna be some bullshit involved in the game because crack is involved. So there were no signs of forced entry, no DNA or fingerprint, no weapon. So they ain't got nothing but crack. Thank you. She laughing. Look, I want to tell everybody, Tiffany's mad at me right now. So the fact that she laughing, I feel better. She's aggravated with me.
Yes,
But go ahead.
aggravated is better word. Aggravated. Anywho, remember, we are in Baltimore in the mid 90s. And at this time, Baltimore's crime rate was like through the roof. So in 1995, by February, there had already been over 300 murders. And again, it's only 2 months into the year. That's insane. And most of these murders were drug related. So I'm sure they chalked this up as another drug related incident. And they likely weren't going to do too much, put enough effort to find out who really killed this man. But they do go around and ask some neighbors if they saw or heard anything. And of course, we know, especially in Baltimore, they ain't talking to the police. But they did look up on one neighbor who was willing to speak. So they thought they got something. And a man said he heard some commotion coming from the apartment late the night before. He heard some knocking sounds on the TV, but he decided to mind his black owned business, and that was just that. So I don't
Amen to
even know
that.
why he bothered to talk.
Amen to that.
I don't even know why he bothered. But anyway, the police, they were able to identify the dead man as 50-year-old Leroy Lincoln Sr. And unfortunately, we don't know much about Leroy's background due to there was literally like no obituary, but we'll get to why in just a little bit. But Leroy was born around 1945 in Baltimore, Maryland, specifically a part of the city called Piggstown. So in the 50s, Piggstown was on the southwestern side of Baltimore, and it was more of a working class neighborhood, lots of industrial work and the railroad. Leroy did grow up with two brothers and two sisters in a strict Jehovah Witness household. But as an adult, he strayed a bit from the faith, just wanting not to be, so restricted. And Leroy, he did hold down a job at the MTA, which was the Maryland Transit Authority. So one night while he was out at a bar, he meets Geraline Parks. Now, Geraline Carol Parks was born March 16th, 1946 in Northwood City, North Carolina to George Glenn and Mary Lee Hampton Parks. Her siblings were Ruth, Odell, Eugene, Lonnie, Maxine, and Louise. They got some country ass names.
Country as hell. Ooh-ah.
Odell.
Oh, there. Eugene, Lonnie, Maxine, and Louise.
She was married as a teen, not really sure what age that was, but that marriage ended shortly after she had her first daughter. And she and Leroy met while she was on a trip to Baltimore, and then they fell in love.
All right. So Geraline, haha. I told you I was gonna say it right. Found Leroy to be exciting and he made her laugh. She finally felt free. She wanted to feel that feeling forever, so she made the move to be with Leroy back in Baltimore. She wanted to do it permanently too. So she like, look, I'm about to go ahead and put all my eggs in one basket. So they started checking up, and Geraline started popping out babies. The couple ended up having 7 children. God damn, that broad had more children than a goddamn pit bull. Damn. It was Beverly, Cynthia, Gregory, Tia, Yolanda, Kevin, and Leroy Jr.
Sound like a DMX video.
It do. There was Beverly, Cynthia, Gregory. So their daughter Tia described her parents as happy. They were always having fun. Their house was the party house. They would have car parties and liquor, and weed was always plentiful. Speaking of car parties, I was thinking about having a spades party. What's up? You down?
Keep talking.
Tiffany?
Just keep going. Just keep going, because I'm not even going there with you today.
So Tiffany, what? Wait, why would you not want to come to my spades party, Tiffany?
If there's food and liquor, I'll be there.
Are you gonna play spades though? She don't know how to play spades,
Relevant.
y'all. She don't know how to play
Relevancy.
spades, y'all. I just want to
Relevancy.
throw it out there. She don't know how to play spades. This is a ridiculous. This is horrible. Her black card needs to be revoked this very seconds.
Well, according
Anyway,
to you, I ain't black no way. So what difference? So
you
pick
are
a side.
light skinned, but that little bit of black that was in you, we need your card because if you can't play spades, yeah, know what I'm saying? The only reason you hold on to it because you can fry chicken. That's it. So, but in the late 70s, tragedy struck. So Geraline ended up giving birth to a stillborn baby. So they put Geraline in a major depressive state. She just didn't know where to turn. And Leroy's mom, who was a devout Jehovah Witness, so she introduced Geraline to the hall. She explained that Geraline would see her baby again in paradise. On the other side, she was faithful to Jehovah, and Geraline clung on to the religion. So she got super religious, and that's so crazy. A person having that many, and I know what I'm saying. So calm down. Don't look. Don't start clutching your pearls. I would just say I was thinking that just crazy having all them kids, and then you have a stillborn, and she was so depressed over that. That just let you know she was full of love because after all them
I've
damn kids,
never.
me personally, nigga, after all them damn kids, and one was like, well, we ain't need the little nigga, but that's me though.
That was so ignorant. You should just kept going. That was
I
just
try. Go ahead.
four. I say four is my limit, and I can't even hold you. Sometimes I'd be like, I probably should have just.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Four. Yeah. So imagine you had 7, and then another one
I
pop up.
couldn't. I
But
couldn't. First of all, I couldn't imagine if another one popped up. Now y'all have to just take me out. I couldn't mentally. I could not even handle that. I don't think I could.
yeah. So I mean, maybe it was a blessing. That's all I'm saying. You don't know. It could have been a blessing. Like 7 kids and one more. It's a lot of goddamn kids. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Somebody gonna come for you about that one. Just
I
FYI.
know. We are. We know. We know. We know.
So Geraldine, she made the decision that they were gonna clean up their lives and they was gonna live right. So she gave Leroy an ultimatum: you get right with Jehovah, or you can get gone. But Leroy, he loved Geraldine, so he did what he had to do to keep his woman and his family together. So the first thing they had to do was stop shacking up and living in sin. So Leroy made an honest woman out of Geraldine, and the two tied the knot. They stopped the partying and drinking and the drugs, and they both got baptized along with the kids, and they were at the hall twice a week as a family, and they were in their Bibles.
That's crazy. So she found really. So he was originally a Jehovah Witness. Well, I mean, he still will, but he kind of backslid. Then she got it and told him he had to get his whole life together. But the fact that he is willing to stop and do all that, that speaks volumes to the type of man that he is. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm just saying, don't bring your religion to my table. That's all I'm saying.
What
First
you
of
mean?
all, yeah, look, them, I, after the COVID, I don't even think Jehovah Witnesses exist no more. They still be knocking on niggas' doors.
Sure do. I saw him a couple streets over before it got cold, and I was like, "Ooh, I hope they don't come knock on my door, because I don't ever
When
answer."
I say yes, they are the most determined and dedicated. Like that's the most dedicated religion in the world because they get doors slammed in their face all the time, and they will literally come back and still
Mm-hmm.
try to. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But all right, anyway, But Leroy, he just couldn't adjust as fast as Geraline would have liked, and he still wanted to, smoke his little cigarettes at least, and have a drinky poo. A little drink ain't hurt nobody every once in a
We'll have a
while.
little taste there
A
now
little
and
taste ain't
again.
hurt nobody. Ain't hurt nobody at all. And smoking and drinking is forbidden in that religion. So his actions led to him being kicked out of the hall in the religion. And if you're kicked out of the religion, you are an outcast. So I do know this for a fact. I used to have a coworker. Her name was Illyria. I mean, it is what it is. She probably don't listen to it because if she listened to it, then she a heathen because she ain't supposed to be listening to black crime stuff anyway, right? Am I lying? Thank you. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, she was on some trash, and they do that. They literally will kick you out, and nobody is allowed to talk to you,
How
right?
you gonna
Nobody.
kick me out of religion? Jesus saved me. How you gonna kick me out of something that ain't even? That's like Medea said. You can't put me out of my house. You can put me. I'm gonna go to the other half of the house. But how you put me out of something that ain't yours?
I
If
mean,
Jesus saved me,
but
how
I
you gonna
think
put me out?
But I don't think they don't look at Jesus like Christians look at Jesus. I think they look at Jesus like I think they think of him as a prophet. If I'm not, or is that Muslims? Whatever the case may be, they would definitely disown you. They would literally, and I think that's the craziest thing in the world. So no one was even allowed to speak to the dude, right? Like they couldn't speak to him. So now Geraline is at a crossroad road. She isn't allowed to associate with her husband, but divorce is also forbidden. So what is she supposed to do?
That's
That's
what
the
I would
dumbest
like
shit in
to
the
know.
world.
Yeah, like I can't speak to you, but I can't divorce you either.
Exactly. So Geraldine ain't married to Leroy. However, she no longer spoke to him. The children weren't even allowed to speak to him with the father, even though he still live in the same house. Bitch, I ain't paying no bills if you ain't talking to me.
You
The
know she ain't picking up
communication
no
stopped. Guess
ass.
what else stopped? Know what I'm saying? The power stopped. The water. All funds that lead to this household going immediately deceased. If you got the kids ain't talking to me, like what? I ain't doing that. What? So after this went on for years, and I mean years. So this is not like a month thing. Like how some of y'all women y'all start talking to your nigga like for like a couple of weeks, and I think maybe even a month. But this went on for years, right? Many years. Eventually, the distance and outright shun started to get to Leroy. So what you think he did? He
Start looking
started
for
looking for
comfort out.
yes, he started
Right.
looking for comfort outside of his home. So Leroy started cheating. He started to dibble and dabble with a little bit of drugs. So I'm saying a little bit of toot. Little toot didn't hurt nobody.
It did. It does,
It
and that's how he ended up on crack. Someone ain't never heard nobody. Okay. Right. So finally, Geraldine just got fed up by looking at Leroy's face. At this point, they had been together for over 20 years. So she said, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the damn divorce, and I'm gonna put Leroy's cheating ass out. So in January of 1995, Leroy ended up getting his own place, and not even a month later, he was dead.
damn. Okay, back up. First of all, let's clarify something. You said Geraldine got fed up looking at his face, and at that point, they had together for 20 years. And she said she's gonna go ahead and divorce him because it was cheating. But bitch,
Mhm.
you ain't talking to me. It's other things that you're not doing. Would you agree?
I said before. I said when you ain't speaking, that means he ain't getting none either.
Exactly. That know what I'm saying? Oh, so yes, I'm going, yes, trust me. I've been stroking. And that's what I've been doing. That's
And
exactly.
she
So I ain't
started
mad
looking
at
at
you,
me in the
Leroy.
face. She said, I'm tired of you. It's 20 years later. I'm tired of your ass.
And look, he
Baby.
probably was like, look, after a while, he probably like, shit, it is what it is. You ain't gotta talk to me. Shit. He probably was living the best life, peaceful as hell. Your wife ain't talking to you, the kids ain't bothering you. Like, what better life is that right there? That's the best life in the world. Okay, my
Only
bad.
me. Although, I don't know, my 7-year-old was literally in here talking to me for about 30 minutes straight. I was like, Jesus, please take this child away. Somebody call the police.
Exactly. So yes, you maybe join a religion, smoke some weed, and he won't be able to talk to you no more. Go ahead.
So Leroy's daughter Tia, she found out about her father's death on the news. And she said she just kept calling her dad's phone over and over and over again because she just didn't believe it. And finally, a detective answered and she asked him if her father was dead. And they said, yeah. Unfortunately, your father has been killed. And she told him that, like, she had no idea who would do this to her father.
We know, but they don't know. But y'all about to find out. So police have to speak with the Nessa Ken, who was still Geraldine, because they were legally still married because of divorce wasn't finalized yet. Sorry about that. When they spoke with Geraline, she was unbothered about everything. Geraline told the police that she was in error. She didn't currently communicate with Leroy. They said she went on a whole rant about how bad of a person Leroy was, how he was smoking, drinking, he was an ungodly mess. She told them that they were going through a divorce and that he was a cheater and was smoking crack.
Threw his ass under the bus.
Exactly, man. Let that dude smoke his crack in peace, man. She said maybe one of the women he was dealing with had something to do with it, his murder, of course, or maybe one of the men or husbands of those women. Basically, she let them know that she couldn't be bothered. She had better shit to do with her time. So her ex-husband, well, technically they were still married. So her
You over
husband,
here, the man been beaten to death brutally. And you like, I ain't got time for this.
I
I gotta
mean,
go to the grocery
beat the nigga
store.
brains out. Brains was just leaking. They said with brain juice everywhere.
And you talking
Seriously.
about I couldn't be bothered right now. Like it's an
But
inconvenience.
she's supposed to be so religious.
Exactly. You
Crazy.
beat
We
him
know a couple
up.
people. We know some people like that, but we ain't gonna say no names. They also speak with Leroy's son, Leroy Jr., who I gotta tell you a story about this chick named Joy. Oh my God. Supposed to be super religious and that fucking horror Babylon. Anyway, they also spoke with Leroy's son, Leroy Jr. He was the last child, still lived with Geraline. He was the younger child, and at this time he was 18. So Junior confirms his mom's story and has an alibi for the evening. Of course, he says that, hey, my mama was with me. So that was her
And I
alibi.
was with my mama, so we got the same alibi.
That's so crazy. If that girl Joy listened to this, I talk about, yeah, but the most religious person in the world, but was a man that I ain't about to even talk about it. Just yeah.
People like to hide behind their religion. And you know who I'm
Exactly.
talking about. People love to hide behind their religion. They'll do everything, and then as soon as they mess up, bless you.
You wrong. You stop it now. You stop it right now. I'm not gonna allow you to do this. You need to repent. Don't do this.
So anyway, when the autopsy comes back, it confirms that Leroy was killed by blunt force trauma to the head. And it was so bad that it literally shattered his skull. So the police, they still have no leads, no evidence, and no suspects. So Leroy, he was well liked in his community. But Geraline, if you ain't picked up on it by now, she hated Leroy. Like, I mean, she absolutely hated Leroy. And now we said that Leroy's skull was completely shattered. Geraline did not give a damn. She told the funeral director to leave the casket open. The funeral director was like, ma'am, the man don't
This
have no
nigga,
skull.
nigga head
There's
missing, bitch.
nothing there. Like, it's like sunken in. What she said, she didn't give a fuck. Leave that casket open. So Tia, his daughter, said she had to literally have her fiance go to the store and buy a Scully for her dad because her mother insisted on the open casket. And it gets worse. She didn't even have a pastor at this man's service. The funeral director felt so bad, he literally pulled a pastor from another service to come and speak. But Geraldine wasn't done yet. She told that borrowed pastor not to even pray over her husband.
Damn.
Like, don't pr- like what you say?
Damn.
Then she said, "Ain't nobody come up here to speak on him either. Can't nobody say nothing good about the nigga. We no wrap this shit up. I got things to do." So this
Because
is
let
why
me
there was
tell you
no
why.
obituary.
Because the reason why, because
She was evil.
no, well, that and repast food is really good. Remember I told me I'm
I
telling you
guarantee you, she ain't had no repass for that
she
man.
didn't.
This was too
Oh,
much. This was already taking up too much of her time. She didn't. I guarantee you, there was no repass, and I'm gonna continue on and tell you why. But this is why there was no obituary because the bitch was just evil.
she
So
was evil.
immediately after the viewing, Geraldine wanted Leroy cremated, and she said she wanted it done ASAP.
Damn.
And when the process was complete, Geraldine said, "Y'all can go flush them ashes down the toilet. I don't give a damn, man. I'm not taking them with me."
Damn. Oh Lord. Oh,
So she
bless
like
her
her
sweet
and
potato.
his
Bless
daughter
her
Tia
sweet potato
said she
soul.
didn't. She was like, "I don't even know to this day what happened to my father's ashes."
I mean, again, like that's hatred. Like that's you know what it remind me of? That R. Kelly song when a woman's fed up.
That's
Ain't nothing
past.
you could do.
That's past when a
I
woman stood
mean, no,
up.
you're right. It's past that. This is more or less, bitch. I
This is
hate you so much
crazy.
right now.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
Nas, baby mama? Yeah.
yeah.
So just a week after the murder, Geraldine packed up her shit and get the hell out of Baltimore. She and Leroy Jr. moved back to North Carolina. They're finally found out. I mean, found that kind of be kind of odd because they literally just bought the house a month before, so the lease wasn't even up. So I'm sorry, they didn't buy the house, but they moved in the house a month before, and the lease wasn't even up. So like they like, bitch, why you moving so quick? But Geraldine made sure to cash in on Leroy's insurance policy. So I got conflicting information on the amount. So the news reported it was about 20,000. But Tia, the daughter, I call her the good daughter because notice we don't talk about any other fucking kid between her and Leroy Jr. So Tia said that she got close to 60,000 because the checks came to her house, and she said her mom down there broke her neck getting back up to Baltimore to pick up those checks, and she was pissed because it was supposed to have been more money. I guess she was looking forward to making like about 100,000 or something. I don't know,
You couldn't
but
be bothered to
apparently,
give that man a proper burial, but you was gonna break your neck to get up there to get them checks.
yeah, she buried that nigga in a fucking Papa John's pizza box. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? That's
She
and
probably, that poor man probably floating in the sewer. That's a damn shame.
you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Hey, what we say? You got to be more careful. Got
Mm,
to be more careful.
mm, mm.
So apparently, keeping up with the multiple life insurance policies wasn't high on Leroy's list of things to do, and one of the policies was had lapse. So that's why she didn't get the $400,000 that she was looking for. The fact that he still had that raggedy head bitch on his life insurance speaks volumes. It's just crazy to me because the minute that you stop talking to me, bitch, I'm taking you off everything.
So how about this? A couple months back, now my aunt, she got married back in '96. You know, she ain't had a man since. But she recently found out. I guess her ex husband died, and she like, I got a check in the mail. He never took her off his pension or whatever. So now she gets checks for the rest of her life, and she ain't
Well,
supposed to. That
well,
man
well
is
hold on,
supposed to
wait,
be
wait, wait.
30
So
years.
you said they were married, right?
Yeah, back in '96, they was only married for like a year.
Well, if they got a divorce, and if that, was that his only wife?
I
Because what
really
happens is they get half of the pension. So
no, like
luckily,
she said it had something to do with she was on there like as a lifetime thing. I don't know, whatever he did to his stuff,
oh
she gets a
yeah,
check every month. And I was just
okay,
like, girl, I was like,
not
that's
that good though. Yeah, because luckily none of the hoes I divorced knew about that because they would have tried to come for my pension. And I'll be over here mad as hell.
you know that, especially that last one, she would try to take you for everything you had.
I know, right? And that she was actually a smart one too. That's so crazy. But anyway, um, Geraldine made a point to tell Tia to stop bugging the police about Leroy's case because he was a dirtbag who got what he deserved. Now let's clarify. All the nigga did was smoke a little bit of cracky crack, right?
No, but first, no, but he was only smoking
Oh, let
cigarettes.
back up. You're right. No, no,
And
no, no. You're
then,
right. He was doing a little drinky drink, a little taste that he wants in the and wants to smoke his cigarettes. Now that's all he did. That was it. And she, because he continued to do it,
and she ain't like
completely
it.
disavowed him. Yeah, it was like I'm done with the nigga or whatever. And she said that he's a dirtbag because that. So of course, eventually, after I'm not getting the attention that I need, he went on and knows it's hard mess around with other hoes, but he a dirtbag. That's the crazy shit. But anyway, obviously, you could tell. I ain't trying to be funny from just what we hear. She's definitely a narcissist. You can tell.
Clearly.
Clearly, yeah. So Geraldine never called the police to follow up about Leroy's murder. She like, bitch, I got my money. I don't need to talk to nobody. After a year of the murder of Leroy, the police shelved the case because they had absolutely no evidence, and Tia was the only one keeping in touch with the police concerning her father's case. Notice that nigga had all them kids, and none of them little niggas
Hmm.
were trying to check up on shit.
Well, there is a reason for that, but still.
So out of all your kids, who you think gonna be the one? I already know. I know
My
already.
daughter, she ain't
Yeah.
she gonna make she always gonna that now that youngest one. We'll see
Mm.
how he gets as he gets older. But right now he a mama's boy. But them other two, is
Man, it just be Christian or Anastasia.
yeah, my oldest he ain't gonna be bothered. The second one he so tuned out. If it ain't concerning food, he
Yeah,
don't.
and Sandy gonna be on the stage or Christian. Diamond shit. She'd take all my little social security check. Leave my head out there, bro. And I hope she listens to that because she would. That's what I'm saying. My dog Diamond would do me dirty. I ain't gonna lie. Willie, on the other hand, it's iffy with that little nigga. But go ahead.
So more time passes and the case just goes completely cold. So Tia, she still calls check for updates, and there's just like nothing happening. But she says she just had this nagging feeling that her mom Geraline had something to do with her father's death, but she just couldn't prove it. So Geraline was like the only person who hated Leroy, if you couldn't tell. And Tia said that as a child, Geraldine brainwashed her kids to believe that Leroy loved his drugs and women more than he loved his kids. So resentment built up. So that may be why his kids didn't mess with him like that. You know,
No,
there was
nigga
that
ain't
resentment.
about that, man. It's the mama did that. The mama lied.
I know, but if you brainwash your kids, they're gonna believe. You know what I'm saying? Like you, the
Yeah,
paradigm you
that's what I'm
teach
saying.
them is
Yeah,
their
yeah,
truth.
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
probably why the kids didn't care to check up on it.
yeah. The mama lied. All them damn kids, like, but yeah.
Yeah. So she said that Geraldine would always just say she wished somebody would take Leroy out, just kill him.
Oh
All right,
shit.
girl, you shouldn't say things like that too loudly. But 7 more years go by, and just nothing, no updates, no nothing. And Tia said she just could not let go of what happened to her father. And she said that anytime she would run things back through her mind, it would always come back to her mother. But she knew Geraldine couldn't pull that off by herself. And she was like, who else could help her? And she's like, you know what? It had to have been Leroy Jr. because they were like super duper close.
I wonder what it was about, like what type of relationship that her and her father had. Because if you notice, there's no other children, as we already said, that is even inquiring about this. But for her to be so like gun ho about this, like it made me just wonder like the relationship that they had. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he had to be some type of father for her to not to not just be so easily to walk away from this. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, she didn't really say much about her relationship with her father, but she did say, like, that she overall she just wanted people to understand that he was still a person. Like, but she didn't really speak much on their personal relationship. She said that she was one who said that her mom brainwashed them and things of that nature. But she really did. I guess at the end of the day, she still felt. I guess maybe she just still felt like that's my dad, and I'm gonna love him regardless. But I don't know what their relationship was like.
I got you. So Tia, she was tired of waiting on the Baltimore PD to do their job, so she took matters into her own hands. So look, check this out. Look what she did. So she was going to find out who killed her father. So she remembered that at the time, Junior, Leroy Jr., had a girlfriend named Monique Peterson. Tia knew that Monique was also in and out of jail on drugs, and she had been arrested for petty charges, one being prostitution. So Tia decided to light a fire under the police heads. And I'm not knocking her for this. She went to a payphone and disguised her voice and called the cold case detective. His name was Tyrone Francis. She said that her name was Monique Peterson and that she had information on a unsolved murder. She tells Detective Francis that her boyfriend committed a murder back in 1995. She tells him that on one night in February, she came home. Well, he came home, I'm sorry, covered in blood. And when she asked what happened, he told her that he had just killed his dad. Now, Tia, she had absolutely no proof or knowledge of this happening. But she was like, shit, well, what the fuck? What the hell? I ain't got shit to lose. I think that, yeah, that was smart as hell to do that.
It
I
really
mean,
was.
yeah, that was very creative. I ain't gonna lie, that's very
Hmm.
creative. She
Yeah.
definitely had a strong connection with her daddy because she was not about to let that shit go.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her because if it was me, I'd be going hard for my daddy too. I can't even hold you. So now Detective Francis and his team, they tracked down the real Monique Patterson, and they say it took a while to catch up with Monique because she just went by so many different aliases trying to stay off the police's radar. When they finally caught up with her and questioned her, it was August 23rd of 20 I'm sorry, 2003. And she like, I ain't never make no call to the police. But what was really odd was that night in question 95, her
Yep.
boyfriend Leroy did come home and he did have blood on him.
Now, how the fuck did like? Ain't that, how did she know? Like that's she must knew something. Come on, know what I'm saying to to
Now
create
she
to
said it
create
was
that scenario though. She
she said
created
it
this
was
whole
just she
scenario.
said it was literally just a hunch, and she said I don't know, but I'm gonna try it.
Mm.
And then she said it worked. And she said she didn't ask him what happened, but she did overhear a conversation between Junior and Geraline speaking about having Senior murdered. She also added that Junior's best friend John Ulrich was with him that night, and she believes that he may have been with Junior. And John had a really lengthy criminal record as well. And she was able to point out John in photos for detectives. And she admitted all of this to the police during a recorded conversation. And she also told detectives that Junior and John went to Senior's apartment under the guise of hanging out, smoking, and drinking with him. And that John had hit Senior in the back of the head with an axe handle. And the motive behind the murder was so Geraldine could get the insurance money.
Ooh. Mm-mm. Ain't nothing like no insurance money. The detective didn't have to go far to find John. He was already locked up for a pending robbery charge. They tried to interview him, but he was a hardened criminal and he wasn't telling them shit. The only thing he said was, "If you did something, now, okay, let me do this right quick, right? Quote unquote. This is what he said. So this is not me. This is what he said. If you did something with somebody, wouldn't you rather talk to them first before giving a statement?" Unquote.
Well, you sound guilty as hell.
Exactly. Junior was arrested on October 3rd, 2002, and Geraline was not respected. She was arrested. The bitch don't need to be respected. On October 6th, 2002, in North Carolina. Detective Francis and his partner JT Brown got down. JT Brown got down to North Carolina on October 8th to question the pair. They started with Geraline first.
So, Geraldine, old girl still sticking to her original story. She says she had nothing to do with Senior being killed, and it doesn't matter who did it because he deserved it anyway. Like, that's wild to go there talking like that. Like, I don't know, I ain't do it, but whoever did it. I mean, like, that's just wild to go into an interrogation talking like that. But she went on a 6-minute rant about how bad of a person he was. She alleged that he molested their daughters, and she was really a tough cookie to crack. So they had to get a little creative with their tactics. So police showed Geraldine 3 photos. The first one was a picture of Junior, and on the back, written in messy handwriting, said, quote, "That's Junior whose father he and I killed for Miss Geraldine."
Damn.
Second photo was of John Ulrich, and written on the back it said, quote, "This is John. Junior said he hit Junior's father in the head while they smoked weed with him and killed him," followed by a signature, Monique Peterson.
Damn.
And then the third photo was Geraldine herself, and on the back it was written, "That's Miss Geraldine. She set up the murder of Junior's dad." So now the notes were actually written by the detectives, but it got the desired effect. Geraldine finally admitted that she wanted Leroy Sr. dead, and she knew that John and Jr. killed him. They got the axe handle from her house. She felt that she wasn't responsible because she wasn't there. They said, "Okay, we got you. We get it. You weren't there." And they charged her ass with first degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder.
And amen to that. Amen to that. So next, Junior. They tried the same tattoo with the photo, but he still wasn't budging and was still denying any involvement. So detectives had the taped interview they did with Geraline, but they chopped and screwed it a bit to make it sound like she was blaming the entire thing on Junior. They could do that.
I guess.
This breaks Junior, and he finally confesses. I mean, a confession is a confession, right? So,
Mhm.
all right. But he said that it was PTSD, right? I was going to say something so in there about, I was going to say what PTSD, I ain't about to even do that. No, I'm not doing that, right? We need our listeners. He said that
No, they told
senior,
you to continue with the shenanigans. They
I
said they don't
know,
like you holding back.
I was going to say pussy that smell different.
Oh my God. Sweet Jesus.
I know, right? Why did that come to my mind? He said that Senior, which was his father, physically and psychologically abused him and his siblings and said that his father forced him to sell crack. Bitch, that's a lie because your father smoked crack. He said they would get beatings with extension cords, and that Senior, which is the father, had been trying to destroy the family for years. He also told the detectives that he, Geraldine, and John had been plotting to kill Senior for months. Back up, you could tell that this is all the manipulation that the mom did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy. Like, you could tell all trying to destroy the family. That's the shit that the mom put in
Yeah,
their
that's the
head.
that's brainwashed them. Yep.
Yes, yes. And on the night of the murder, they all met at Geraline's house and she gave them an axe handle. Junior and John then went to Senior, which is the father's house, and he let them in. He was thinking they're about to, smoke and drink with him. John got up to act as if he was going to the bathroom, came up behind the father and hit him in the head. Next, the two propped his body back up on the couch and left, but clearly they forgot to close the door along the way. Junior dropped John off at the house and he went to his girlfriend's house. Junior was also charged with first degree murder, but now Junior was 26 years old. Both were held at the Baltimore Detention Center without any bail.
Damn.
Exactly. That's horrible, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I remember my father telling me my father got a little tipsy and started telling me the times he cheated on my mom. It was a very uncomfortable conversation. And that was the closest thing I ever felt to like my father like being aggravated. I can't imagine actually being so aggravated that I would actually fucking kill my father. You know what I'm saying?
The thought would never cross my mind, ever.
And your father, a Trump lover.
You ain't
I'm
gonna
a
call my
hater.
daddy out like that.
I
But
know.
I was gonna use the example of how my mother is, and I don't deal with her, but I still like the thought of
Yes,
murder
you
would
would never think
never
about
cross my
murder.
mind.
Yes, yes. WG. We
Yeah.
gonna pray for her.
Absolutely. So in late September 2003, Geraline goes to trial, but she didn't want to be judged by 12 and did a bench trial. October 1st, 2003, Geraline was found guilty of first degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. By now, she was 57 years old. Judge John M. Glenn said, quote, "It's conceivable that the killers did it without telling you exactly when and how. But you can't say I wished it, proposed it, negotiated it, and the objects of my affections carried it out, but it's not my fault." Before he sentenced her to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
Mm, mm. John also went to trial, but he had a jury and he was also found guilty of first degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, assault with a deadly weapon in October 2003. He was sentenced to life on December 5th, 2003, but with 25 years suspended. How the fuck you
A
do that,
year
right?
suspended.
How? 25 years suspended. That's what I said, right?
Yes, that's a lot of years suspended.
But how do you do it if you give a person life? So okay, if I give you life in jail and I suspend 25, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I'm
I don't know.
confused
I
because
uh,
nigga, are you typing?
I was trying to find out how to.
That's a fan. You type so damn fast. Jeez, you're like a secretary. Good grief. That was a lot of tipping and tapping. That was a lot. Yeah, that don't make any sense because I figure when there's life in jail, that means you in there for life. So even if I suspended 25 years, you're still gonna spend the rest of your life in jail. I would assume, right?
So Google says a basic life conviction in the United States carries a minimum of 25 years before parole eligibility. So they said, for example, 3 life sentences would mean the person wouldn't be eligible for release until 75 years have passed. So basically, apparently, he technically didn't have to go to jail if 25 years is considered a life sentence.
So 25 years is life?
They said you're eligible for parole after 25 years.
I see why these niggas be doing these. Anyway, so John Ulrich, I think we forgot to mention that John was a white man, right? I know that. John was white. Yes, he was white, Caucasian, from the
He's
land of
not like us.
Caucasus. Huh?
Not like us.
He definitely not like us. He was not one of us. He was definitely not like us. He was also tried for first degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and assault with a deadly weapon. But check this out. Him being not like us got the benefits. You know why? Because John had a good attorney. And since there were no actual physical evidence and all they had was testimony of 3 criminals, the white man was acquitted and went back to living his best life as a white man.
Probably he was probably he just got
Dockers,
locked up again for something else though.
yes, khakis and good credit, lattes. That's what he doing. So in September 2005, Junior files an appeal. He stated that his statement should have been suppressed as he was tricked into giving a statement. Remember, they chopped and screwed the whole when they were having the
Confession tape.
conversation, yeah, with the young
Geraline.
lady. Yes.
She wasn't old young. She was old. Just
Oh yeah, she was an old bitch at that time. She was 50 what? 51, 52?
almost said no. She was almost 60.
Yeah. And I think they can only wear dresses too. I don't think they can
Um,
wear pants.
no, they can wear pants. I used to work with this lady. She was Jehovah Witness, and she used to wear pants all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, the prosecution whipped out
I think
those
it's the
interior.
Amish.
No, it's maybe it's Muslim. It's one of them they came. So the prosecution whipped out the interrogation tape so damn fast. In the interrogation, Junior was not cuffed, nor was he under the influence of any alcohol or drugs. He was read his Miranda rights and he waived his right to counsel. Everything he told detectives was voluntary, so subsequently his appeal was denied. Life. Sorry.
But wait, because that's not all.
Uh
How
oh.
about our girl Geraline? She only served 8 years in prison before being paroled out to live her best life. She
That's
did
that
8 years,
bullshit.
ain't it? So she essentially, to me, in my mind, you just got away with murder pretty much.
Hell yeah, you got 8 years and you beat the nigga brains in. The brain matter was everywhere. No.
First degree murder and conspiracy.
And they gave Khadijah 32, man.
36.
30, well, yeah, 30, 34, 30.
36 with 4 years suspended. Yeah.
So 32, yeah. So 32 year for
No,
second degree
no,
murder.
no. You just messed it up. I said 36. She got 40 years with 4 years suspended. 36. Yo, see, yo,
I
we
thought
don't.
you said 30. No, no, no. I thought you said 36 with four. I apologize. I thought it was 36 with
Well, I was about to
four.
say we could tell you went to Cleveland public schools. You can't even add right.
Well, goddamn.
So Junior, remember we said he had that license, but he got his 25 years suspended. He only did 10 years before he was out on parole.
Man, who the fuck was they judge?
I don't know, but that's wild to me. So unfortunately, if you want to say that, Geraline, she passed away September 1st of 2023 in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where she was
Good
born.
riddance. Good riddance.
I said unfortunately, if you want to say that, that's why I say good reasons. And she was 77 at the time of her death, and she had a very nice obituary. And it mentioned that she enjoyed spending her time teaching people about God's kingdom, and she volunteered in the church up until her dying day. You know what that made me think of? Remember Kingdom Come with Loretta Devine and LL Cool J when his daddy died, and Whoopi Goldberg was in the
Oh
movie.
yeah, yeah,
She
yeah. I
kept
remember that.
saying, she
Yeah.
was like, "What do we want on his?" She was like, "Put on there mean and surly." That's what I hope they put on her
Hey, did
gravestone.
they put some ballet shoes on that nigga feet or
Yes, they
something like that?
did.
Yeah, all
Yes.
right. That's
She was
right.
like, "Oh, bud." She's like, "They got you painted up like a $2 hole." Then she stopped the picture. Oh my god, that's one of my favorite movies to this day. But anyway, there are no updates on where Junior is or how he's doing because I looked, and that is the case of Geraline and Leroy Lincoln
Yeah,
Sr.
so the moral of the story is don't fuck with the Jehovah Witness because they'll kill you. Is that about
But
it,
we're
right?
gonna go ahead and move into Love
Our
Lives
next
and Alibi.
segment. No, you don't say the names. You don't do that. You're supposed to let the
Okay,
song say it.
yeah,
You should let
okay.
me do it. So let me, all right.
Okay,
And
well,
we're not
just go ahead
editing.
and do
No,
it.
we're not
Yeah.
about to edit this part. We're going to do it. I'm going to say it. So now it's time to go to our next segment, which is called
Love, Lies, and Alibis.
All right. So what we got going on?
Okay, so today we're gonna talk about the balance of relationships and religion. So, from what I read and came up with, it said that Black people, we put integrate faith more into our relationships than other categories of people.
What you
It,
mean?
like
Explain.
So okay, so for example, most of for me, for example, one of my non-negotiables, you have to have a faith basis. You have to love the Lord. Like you have like that's a non-negotiable thing for me. And they say that like with black people, like we're more amped to integrate our relationships with our religion. So
Okay.
that was one thing. And okay, so how do you feel about is religion important to you when it comes to relationships?
Okay, so let me break it down. So with me, so I'm a Christian. So we're gonna, put labels on it. I would say that I'm a Christian. And Christianity, if you know anything about it, I personally, I ain't gonna say I feel like this. This is the truth. Christianity is not a religion; it's a relationship. So it's a relationship that you have with Christ. So I don't look at it as religion because usually religion comes with like like rituals and strict rules of the do's and the don'ts. And I mean, yes, according to the Bible, certain things that we're not supposed to commit sin and things like that. But like religion is more ritual things. I don't believe that. Um, Shit. What was the question again?
How do you feel about what's important to you with religion? Okay, so for example, like you said, we identify as Christians, but it said that most black people tend to are more so we're moving away from the religion portion itself, and we're making it more of like a personal, like you said, a personal relationship and a spiritual basis than an actual religion.
Yes. So I mean, let's be honest with you. Uh, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't be so I'm a firm believer in you can't be unequally yoked with an
Yes,
individual.
and that was
So
actually one of the talking points I had.
yes,
Um,
you can't be
so
unequally yoked. Go
so
ahead.
it says why being equally yoked is emphasized in many black religious circles. So go ahead and expound on that.
Well, I would say that it's very important because I have a certain set of beliefs that I have, and I will need you to at least be on the same page with me when it comes down to that. You know what I'm saying? So say for instance, like as a Christian, I'm a Christian man, and certain things I don't believe in. Like, okay, that's Sarah, I don't want to mention that because that'll get us in trouble, whatever. I don't want to mention that, but let's just say I uh I'm trying to think of something because everybody gets so goddamn offended. So there's basically certain things that I believe in based off of my biblical beliefs. And if you come into the relationship with me and you're like, well, you know what? I don't believe in that. I don't believe in going to church on Sundays or I don't believe in doing this. It's going to cause issues. You know what I'm saying? Because either I'm going to tailor myself to be more compatible with you, or I'm going to look at you like, well, no, this is what I am and this is who I am. And I'm not going to be able to accept you like that.
But
So
just
you have to,
for instance, just even with Geraline and Leroy, in the beginning they were on the same page, but one person
yes.
changed, and now you know what I'm saying, like like you said, you're unequally yoked.
But then not even about the one person chain, but she became overly religious. Let's be honest, because even and then I just my opinion on that. I feel like she became overly religious. You know what I'm saying? To the point where this is your husband. You know what I'm saying? And this is the part that kills me. I feel like people put too much emphasis on the religious part, you know what I'm saying, rather than the reality, you know what I'm saying? So because your husband wants to smoke every now and then, now, this was before the nigga was smoking crack. We talk about cigarettes.
Cigarettes, yes,
Yeah,
clarify.
cigarettes. It may have a taste or whatever. It led you to the point where you were willing to completely disown your husband to the point where you had your children disrespecting your husband to
Hmm.
where they wouldn't even talk to him just because that's what he wanted to do. Like that's crazy to me. I feel like any religion that would cause you to um do something like that, it's something you need to kind of be looking sideways at. You know what I'm saying? Or kind of like, side eyeing it. I don't
So
believe in
they
that.
said that 79% of Black Americans consider religion very important, and this often influences their approach to relationships and marriage. And that's true. Like, remember when I was talking to the one dude and he was like, I don't believe in God. And I was like, so what do you do?
Exactly. Like
Like
I'm a
where
very yeah.
like
Yeah,
where
I'm
will we
a,
go from here? He said, "Well, I don't have a problem like going to church and sitting in church. Well, what are you going to sit in church with me for if you're not soaking in anything? Like that doesn't where will we go and where will we go from here?
yeah.
Like that doesn't
True.
make sense." And then it says, um, let's see, it says about 15% of Black Americans are in interfaith relationships or marriages, which can lead to unique dynamics and challenges. I don't think you should mix religions when you're in a relationship because it's not going to work.
Well, no, but again, if I have a certain belief, I will want to make sure that the person I'm with is in tune, not in tune with it, but aligned with that. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because again, we that go to the unequally yoked. So I'm
Hmm.
sorry, did I understand you? Am I saying that? Like,
Yes,
because
no, that
don't
makes sense. And then it says that 22% of Black couples who divorce cited differences in values or beliefs as a contributing factor. So that again, because that makes sense. Like we need to be on the same page. Just okay, so just even coming from the example of the marriage structure as far as the Bible states it to be, the man is the head of the household.
yeah.
And if we're in a if like you have a belief over here and you're like, I'm not submitting to the man of the house, like you don't say like I don't believe in the way that the Bible has the hierarchy in the household, that right there is going to cause major conflict as
Of
an example.
course, yeah. So that's why I say you have to make sure that you guys are on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a firm believer in that. When we talk about biblical households and marriage, or when you're in marriage, you are really the head of the house. You know what I'm saying? And the woman's supposed to be submissive. But I'll say this: you can't expect a woman to be submissive if you are not leading in the correct way. So I'm a firm believer. I feel like everything it has its place. So you cannot, if you are abiding by, I don't want to say abiding, but if you are doing what the scripture tells you to do by watching your wife with the word of God, or living with your wife in an understanding way, things of that nature, then the wife will have no other. There should be no reason for her not to want to submit to you. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be doing the right thing. So I'm a firm believer in the biblical standards in a marriage in order to make it work. And if I could not be with somebody who was not aligned with that, because you got a lot of women who feel like I ain't never gonna be submissive to a man. A man ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. Like, no, nigga, I don't want that. Now, again, I'll say it again. If I am not operating in a way that if I'm not operating properly, I would not expect you to allow me to lead. If I'm leading us into some bullshit, no, I don't expect you to allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? But some people, especially a lot of women, really feel as if they don't need to listen to a man that they're independent or whatever the case may be. And then it's a lot of men that don't know how to lead or whatever, but they want a woman to be submissive. And if she ain't, so yeah, it's bullshit in the game.
It's
It-
a lot because like I say you know me, I'm very independent. I've always done things on my own in my past dysfunctional relationships. Like I've tried to let the man lead, but you're not gonna lead me into the pits of hell. Like if I see the car is going in the wrong direction, I'm not just gonna sit there and just ride it out with you. I'm gonna have to take, I'm about to yank the wheel. But yes, I definitely feel that in the proper situation, in the right situation, if the man is doing what he's supposed to, then no, I don't have a problem allowing you to lead me. But that's not y'all. Okay, so my thing is this: y'all be allowing a man y'all meet and y'all be like, oh well, he's a good man. You don't know that man from a can of goddamn paint. And that's why there are so many women in prison trying to follow a man's lead when he ain't even where you just letting that man lead you to the pits of hell. It
I
has to
agree.
be a balance. It really has to be a balance. And it's like you just have to really pay attention to what's what. And but everybody just so busy hopping around and it's just so much mess going on these days.
It is, man. But it's some good coochie out here. Uh,
I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. What the fuck? Why would I even say that? Like, what is wrong with me? All right, it's time to end this right now because I see I'm about to go left. So look, check this out. That was a good step, man. If you guys want to chime in on this, be able to let us know. So with that being said, I turn the mic over to you.
Oh, you know what I'll do? So we can get their thoughts. I will put there's a poll on Spotify, and I will put a poll on Spotify asking, and the question is going to be, is religion important to you in a relationship or marriage? And you can hit yes, no, and if you would like to leave a comment explaining why, we would love that. So let us know what you think. And that's that. So go ahead, and got anything to say?
Yes, guess what? By the time y'all hear this, we'll be coming back from our trip. We are going on a 1 week cruise and we about to kick it. My
Yes.
son in the other room, so I gotta say this low. We gonna have animals. Did you hear that? Okay, I want to hear that. Yes. You heard me?
Yes, I heard you.
I think he
So
heard me.
anyway, just make
We
sure
gonna
you know.
we gonna be kicking it.
Yeah, my kids is already talking bad about me. My son was like, "I just want to make sure you're gonna be okay." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "So when we get to Mexico, are you gonna be at the bar?" I was like,
And I told Chris, I was like, you and I don't want to mention your son name. You mentioned him. You said his name. I don't want to mention my son name. But I told Christian, you and your son, I was like, y'all gonna have your own room. You're like, seriously? I'm like, yes.
"We're gonna have to watch them two little
I
niggas.
know. I know. Seriously.
Yeah, we gonna have to watch. You have to go knock on the door, make sure there ain't no mess
No,
going on."
no, no. No pineapple on the damn door.
So anyway, back on track. As always, our girl Khadijah, make sure you listen to her case. We are still actively working with her and her mom. It is still coming up on Christmas.
I'm matching anybody. Whoever donate. Anybody that donates to her, I'm matching it. I'm matching it 100%.
All right, Mr. Moneybags, go ahead and match it. I like this energy.
Don't go crazy with it now. Come on, I got kids I gotta take care of. No, but seriously, I'm matching it. No, seriously, I am. If anybody, especially during the Christmas thing, whatever you give, I will match it. So please give.
And
It's
then don't have
she.
to say we a dollar, $2, whatever it is. Everything adds up. We just want to, her kids are still innocent in all of this, and we're also giving our own, from us to the kids. So that's that. And you got anything else before I close it out?
Yes, are you still mad at me, Tiffany? You been you been on me, man. You really been tripping on me. Are you
First of
still
all, I've
mad at
been,
me?
I've been no, but you do aggravate my soul sometimes.
I
No,
know, but I always make it up. I'll be good. You gotta yes, you
first of all, I ain't
do.
gonna hold you. I am high strung as hell. This job is
Yeah,
stressing me out. This is why I don't need to work for nobody else. It does not work for me.
yeah.
When I
Oh,
almost,
oh, oh, oh,
I
wait.
almost quit.
I know you need. I'm about to call in and quit for you. So look, we actually got a podcast that we're gonna be on the 28th of December too. Um, damn, I don't know that broad podcast at all. What's the name of our podcast? Hold on 1 second. Y'all give me a second. Why the fuck Shiny? Oh, damn. I'm so sorry. I did say the name. She sent me a DM. I think we on a
If
phone
you
call.
could literally just see my face right
I
now.
am so
Oh,
sorry. We was on the phone. I think we on the phone call. I forgot. Oh my god, I am so sorry. I thought we was on the phone call. Real talk. So look, real talk with Reese. Real Talk with Reese is on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be on that show, and it's going to be on December 28th. It's called Real Talk with Reese. It's on Apple Music, and you can check it out. She won some type of award for having it, and she invited us on the show, and it's in front of a live audience. So we about to go on that bitch and at the clown. So we would definitely have it recorded and send it to y'all.
or they could just tune in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tune in. We'll give you more
And
information. It's on Twitter.
we'll post it on the socials. So before, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I didn't mean to mention old girl. I'm so sorry. I really thought we was on the phone. That is horrible.
So anyway, just remember to make sure that if you have stuck it out with us this far, one, we appreciate you and we love you guys and we are having so much fun and we thank you. Um, just remember to follow us on our socials on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're Melanin Mysteries Podcast. And just always, 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 always remember that love should not come with a life sentence. So make sure you choose freedom and not felonies, because we do not want to cover your case, okay?
Hell, but it depends on how good it is. Now, if it's a good case, though, we'll cover that shit. We even put a little bit of money on your books, but don't be ignorant. With that being said, I am done. I am out. You done?
I'm done. We'll holla at y'all.
Yes, we about to kick it. So, okay, real quick. I'm sorry. I know. So, right now, this is we got to tell them the day we recorded. This is the day before we are. So our cruise is on the Sunday. This is on the Friday. We're recording this, right? We're recording it on the Friday. We had to do 2 in 1 week because we're going on vacation. We are about to kick it. Y'all have no idea. We are really about to kick it. Like, we are really about to kick it. We're going to go live also, whatever. So by the time y'all hear that, we didn't already went live and all that stuff. I'm just excited because we really about to go kick it. All right, I'm done. Y'all take it easy. We will definitely see you next time we drop an episode.